Wait a second. And do your intros, and then you can finish your comment. You can go where you left off.
Okay. Hello, I'm Ted Burger. I review movie, comic, video games. I do let's plays on my channel, and also comic and I do Black National Solo. So yeah, start right. So what is the first start?
Alright. Hey guys, Comic Fan 1992. I do fucking comic videos, anime reviews. Usually I do Let's Plays as well. If you love Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Street Fighter, Tekken, come down to my channel. You're going to love my channel because I talk about all kinds of things. I'm working on my Street Fighter and Tekken video right now because personally, in my opinion, I think they're both sharing the same universe. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's usually I do comic reviews. If you want to see old comics like Iron Man and Spider-Man, you're in luck because I do old comics like that. So yeah, go on. But anyway, well, that's me.
Jerry?
Yeah, I'm just playing Too Human right now. But I just got caught up on Bug. I read that by the Owlers, who are basically Jack Kirby characters. Nice. I did Red Hood and Outlaws Volume 3, Green Arrow Volume 5. All great books, by the way.
Oh, great.
I'm now reading The Lazarus Contract.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's a great fucking book.
This time around, it was really good. These are my opinion.
Christopher, the second volume of Deathstroke was kind of weak, but from what I hear, the third and fourth volume is where it picks up again.
It does. I agree. The volume 3, volume 4, shit goes down. Volume 3, I think, with Defiance, Deathstroke scene.
Well, all right. I haven't read the Deathstroke, but I heard great things. My favorite part of that, like, I think was like issue 0.
It's basically it's the rebirth issue. Series.
It's the issue where Damien come in.
Isn't that issue 9, issue 10? I forget what issue it was.
I don't know, but it's pretty much where Damien just straight out just trolls fucking.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was hilarious. I'm like, oh my god, Damien's like in a fucking trolls. He was in a savage mode, like, oh, good God. Like, seriously, get the voice actor who does Damien in the animated movies, fucking do that shit. I'd be literally raw. I'm like, oh, amazing. But besides all that shit, I mean, like, I've been reading the Unicron books, the Unicron issue 0, the free comic day one. Great introduction to how you could do Unicron. If you watch the cartoons, if you've seen the animated movie, this makes that into pile of shit. I mean, I'm sorry. And to make it better is I love it where Optimus says he doesn't know and he's afraid to. He hates to admit it, but he's afraid to face this thing. And it seems like the the sneak peeks of the issue. Of the upcoming issues, issue 1, 2, 3, just seems like it looks like they're not doing so hot. It's just yeah. I mean, like I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be. It looks fantastic. I cannot wait to see how this whole thing does. I really cannot wait. But yet again, we'll have to wait and see how things go. But yeah, I mean, like,
how's Iron Man 600? I heard, didn't he come out? So how did screw this up?
Screw this up? What do you mean? You wrapped everything up.
Define wrapped up.
Wrap it all loose ends.
No. I mean, like, when we talk about Bendis, define it, because when Bendis wraps things up, he just drop a lot of things.
I don't know if he dropped. Well, actually, he did drop one. The one big unanswered question was who was the baby on the broad that Tony was dating and Dr. Doom was fucking.
Actually, they did answer that. It's actually Doom's daughter.
Oh, it is? Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I probably just didn't give a fuck that because I was too busy. I was just too busy with the whole like, oh, okay, with the whole like Iron Man resurrecting Rhodey because this is like his second resurrection. Because Rhodey died in the
Civil War 2.
Civil War. No, he died twice.
He died before Civil War 2. He died in the prelude. In the ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, like, but I'll just go any further. But it's just like he, the War Machine 2, Volume 2. Like he was a cyborg, and pretty much, he basically was just very, let's just say, just trying to, what's that best to describe it?
Trying to save him?
No, he was just trying to stay alive, but Tony gave him like a cyborg body until he cloned himself. Now it's like, okay, when did, I'm like, my biggest question, learn how to, what's that word?
How you born back to life?
A clone someone. Because I'm just like thinking like, but yet again, it's like, who fucking cares?
Wait, they cloned Rhodey?
Rhodey, yeah, he's back. They brought him
They cloned him?
Yeah, they cloned him.
So basically, we're doing what was that?
Clone saga.
Yeah, no, the clone was it? Dan Slott did recently. The clone conspiracy.
The clone
conspiracy with the Jaguar back and forth.
So basically, we're just cloning him, and we learned nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, but honestly, I kind of like wish, like, you know what? I kind of like am better off having him come back because, like, there's rumors of his solo film coming, and I kind of theorize, well, is Dan Slott gonna bring him back or whatever? Because there was talk. Because there's a what's that word? There was if you read the sneak peeks of the Stark book, it kind of made you think like, are they bringing back Rhodey, or is it just coincidence? And it's just like, wow, what? It's just. It very, let's just say, it was like a big, and I mean a big fucking waste of time of like, okay, you killed him off, you killed that whole progression of Tony, like, dying, and then after that, but besides that shit, I mean, like, I mean, I just didn't care. Like, honestly, a lot of things I'm like, I didn't give a fuck about. Like, it's just like, I am glad, I wanted him so badly because it's just like I did love Ironheart. I think she's great. I did think that I like Ironheart. I agree. I like her book, and I think that what they did to her, she was great. But my biggest problem is like I want Iron Man to come back. It's been a long time. Let's just bring it back and let's have where he mentors her and go forward. It looks like that's the case, but my biggest problem is Ironheart's probably gonna take the same treatment as fucking War Machine has. Yeah, I mean, like, he's been treated like fucking shit. No one, everyone hated Iron. I guess people had the same feelings towards War Machine when he was Iron Man, but yet again, I don't know. It's just like. I wasn't born in that time frame, but it's like yet again, I really just feel like if they're gonna do something interesting, with Iron Man, I'm just trusting Dan Slott with that. Besides everything else, because what's that word? It's just Bendis fucked around a lot of times. I felt like there was a waste of time.
No, Tony Stark, I went nowhere.
Like the whole search of Tony Stark, there was no search of Tony fucking Stark. Like, he only appeared in the last fucking issue. He appeared in the last issue. There was no like, oh hey, there we found him, blah 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 blah, and just go forward. No, and then like the whole bring it back. Let's have Tony. Let's have Tony's father. Let's have Tony's father be the next big bad guy, which I'm like, are they doing something? It's just like, yet again, I don't know. Like, honestly, I just don't know. I mean, I'm hoping we'll see how things go. It's just, I don't know. Like, yet again, it's like,
I just realized that we're coupling all this. I didn't see it.
Pepper is just fucking round. She's just doing all crap. Who fucking cares? My biggest it's not just that. It's just like my problem is like there's so many other things. Like for starters, they set up too much shit that they just couldn't do, and but overall it's like they rushed Doctor Doom to become a villain again. It's just like, what's the whole fucking point?
Yeah, the crow. I forget the guy's name. There, you. They got the herd. Yeah, the herd. Then he at the end a demon somehow, and then he scarred Doctor Doom's face. Which, so this basically Doctor Doom Redemption for the Secret War pointless. Yippee.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, well, not Secret Wars, but it's just it made the character like, okay, the entire Infamous book was like a waste. But granted, it was a good development on him and his end, because you got to see Doctor Doom again as a hero, because or as an anti-hero, because I haven't seen Doctor Doom as an anti-hero since like the 2009 series.
Doom 2009.
It was a great fucking book. Great, check it out. It's just like, but just besides all that shit, anyway. But I'm done talking. Like I do recommend it, but man, like if you're expecting it to be like a good, like if you want Iron Man and War Machine to kick some ass, and that's all you cared about, and that's all you want, you're gonna get a.
Just read Doom's book.
I didn't care about I didn't care about Doctor Doom, so because Doom was doing here's what I wanted, and Bendis didn't do. I wanted to see Iron Man's villains interact with not only Ironheart but
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. They should have had it where this is Doctor Doom's Iron Man, and the Iron Man's being basically Doctor Doom and Ironheart are taking the mantle of Iron Man, and Bendis should have done the smart way where he fucking did like the whatchamacallit. This is the one big criticism I'll say about the Ironheart Iron Man book. He should have had
direction.
He should have had all the villains of Iron Man through his years come in to fight these two iconic characters, but now they just like too little too late, because now we won't see that, and that's the biggest problem. I kind of wish, like, hell, if we could have fucking in DC or fucking other characters like Captain America, who like when Falcon was when Falcon became when Falcon became Captain America, he basically fought Zemo.
Yeah, he did. But Bucky, both Bucky and Falcon moved in to fight Captain Hydra. But Dr. Wayne and that part right. They both did Captain Hydra's ass.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm like, that's the one thing I love about that book, and it's just like, yet again, they didn't do that. I mean, with this whole thing, it's just. I kind of was disappointed on that. I wish they could have done better. I mean, that's what I want. I wanted, but it is what it is. I mean, Doom is like, it's a good book, but I'm not like, I wasn't like, oh man, it's a great book. I'm not saying it's bad. So is, in my opinion, the Ironheart book. But it's like, if you're expecting it to be, like, let's just say, I was trying to. A good send-off and everything, just you're not going to get it.
Yeah. But he didn't compete about that book. The whole Supreme Tony Stark, Supreme stuff, like,
that got cut out. Yeah, the Bendis was just fucking around, like, on my guess now. Like, there were so much things that he could have done, but yet again, Bendis is just, he does what he wants. I mean, he does that since day one.
Also, no answer to make it
because they made him lazy. When you give somebody the keys to the castle, sooner or later they just stop caring, and that's the problem. Did with him.
Yeah, I cannot wait, and I cannot wait how he I'm just dying to see how he's literally just, in my opinion, like
John and Lois same book right now.
Huh?
Them all planning to the Phantom Zone.
what? Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh no, Ben is basically going to do a. Basically, we're going to do a search for John and Lois, is what I'm seeing, in one of the Superman titles.
I don't care.
Because apparently they disappeared, and it's up to Superman to go find them.
Oh, so someone kidnapped them, and it's up to Superman to go find them?
Basically, people are talking about, oh, Ray, he wants to do a Superman title without the family.
Oh,
I guess what he was I guess he's trying to do like Super Stun, so that's cool. I guess what he's trying to do is like, let's try to go back to where the old days where Superman was just being Superman.
Yeah. People say we don't want diversity. People, when Comics Day is happening, people say we don't want diversity. We want everything to go back to the way it used to be. Then why do we want John and Lois to exist?
Well, John and Lois, they're both great. Like, they both help you maintain.
Yeah, that's counterproductive to what we were arguing. And that's why I said I'm getting nervous. Dennis does whatever the hell he feels like. And people just
honestly, I mean, like, it's honestly, I just don't care. I mean, like personally, in my opinion, the way DC has gone in my eyes, I'm just like, who cares now? Because honestly,
there's something bad about this.
Yeah, no, it's not just that. I'm just pissed off at fucking everything.
Oh, wait, what you guys' opinion on all the Hunt for Wolverine books? And apparently, the Hunt for Wolverine won't be solved into the Omega issues.
I don't care. I don't care about it. I don't like. Let's just say something about that. I can care less of that fucking book. We all know he's gonna come back. It's not like granted, it's cool seeing Iron Man's involved, and I'll rate it up some other fucking time. I'll watch Comics Historian, whatever the hell he is at. Yeah, I'll watch him on his video how he explains it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But the problem is with me, and this is how I feel, is DC and Marvel. Oh man, they got their heads up their asses so far they can't even see straight. Personally, my problem is with DC is they're keeping it nostalgia. And I get that they want to go back to a lot of the old format. I get that they're trying to do something cool and interesting and make people like their books again. Yeah, and like besides all that shit. But here's the thing: you don't fucking piss off fans where they literally say, "Oh yeah, this Superman is all just is different than the original Superman that we had," and then straight out lie to their faces. I'm like, honestly. I mean, like, I can never fucking let that shit go. I'm like, once you lie to me, I'm fucking done. And that's the thing. I'm like, with Marvel too. Like, they are just like, I'm like, I can't read the all new Wolverine. I'm assuming Gabby betrayed X-23.
No, she didn't. In fact, both Laura and Gabby in the future, in the old man Laura, they both helped defeat Dr. Doom. In the future,
they defeat Dr. Doom.
Yeah. In the final story of Tom Taylor's run, where he brought both in the future to Old Man Laura. Here's the character: Old Man Logan, with a Terry Parker defeat. It's in a happy future, the marks, and have Laura basically and Gabby and plus Maria Hill. And some other that lost. Team up to beat Dr. Doom.
Did like I heard she was dying in that fucking issue in that storyline.
Yeah, she was.
And did she die?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
But Laura and Gabby all lived, and the final story to Laura, it was a good final story. But see now, I have a problem with that because I'm bound with Laura not dying. It's entirely why. Why can we end Laura in the present? Why do we need to go back to the future? Like, I'm tired of this story. I'm going to the future.
Because X-Men has been that way since, like, in the 90s and early fucking 2000s. Honestly, they're gonna have fuck with time. And X-Men wise, I'm just done. I just like I'll read the X-Men books, but I mean, like, I'm not as excited as I used to be. Like Bendis' run. Like, I loved his all new X-Men, but I mean, like, besides that shit, I kind of literally just dropped my taste, because now they're just like, oh, let's bring Greg Jean. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this.
But why are patching right now and punching it? Like, I'm so confused on why with the time.
No. It's not just that. It's just like they're trying to please fans, but they don't get what is so. I'm like, okay, you're trying to replace the characters that you killed off. So many characters. Like, you killed off Jean. You killed Cyclops because you basically ruined that character that was so far you can't even redeem him. There was no redeeming qualities on that character when you have him kill Professor Xavier. I'm sorry, I can never forgive that character on what that. And then they did let's bring whatchamacallit. Let's have
Logan.
Let's get Logan's like it was a big foreshadowing of that the movie basically gave the idea.
That is true. Logan, that was a good movie.
I mean, I don't know about that. That's an opinion, but it's like, but my biggest problem is like, dude, it's like that whole fucking movie is just like it gave off the idea, but besides all that crap. My problem, and this is my problem, and I kind of feel like this is the one thing that really sets it home with me on DC. And here we go, is too much exalted. I looked at the sneak peek of the fucking new Man of Steel book, and I'm like, oh my fucking god! It looks like literally just take whatever we liked about the old stuff about Superman and fucking make that shit happen. I'm like, god damn it, fucking DC, can you just stop fucking with the nostalgia vibes? I mean, like, I get it, you're trying to appeal fans, but stop it. It's
fucking right, Man of Steel miniseries. So
I don't care about other dude. It didn't matter if Man of Steel or fucking Joe Quesada was writing it. I don't.
Oh god, like fuck that.
I mean, like, I don't care. I'm like look. I mean, like, I'd rather just like I want a new and fresh. Give me something that's cool and awesome. Don't give me vibes where I'm like I've seen this so many times. I'm better off reading the old Superman comics. I mean, like it's like, oh, fuck this shit. Like, seriously. Well, I'm gonna read Bendis' book, but I'm like I have zero hopes on that fucking book. Like I don't care. Like I really just like he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He can I'm like just. But here's the thing: my rule is don't break up Lois and Clark, because
if that happens, I'm gonna be pissed.
Because I'm gonna say this: if that happens, it's back to square one. We killed off the New 52 practically, and like because we wanted to see. We wanted to see that. We wanted to see that so bad. That was the reason why. Pretty much. What was that one book?
Bondage, Superman. I think I own that book.
Oh no, yeah, no, the book that brought him back.
Oh, Superman, Lois and Clark.
No, before that one.
Which one?
The one with was it Convergence?
Convergence was the one where John was born.
Yeah, that's the book I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that was the whole, and that was a good setup for his return. And I'm like, we didn't see it until like later on.
No, you got it back in Superman, Lois and Clark. That's when they just brought new pre-52, as we like to say it, into the picture. But he's been there for years. He was even there at the beginning of the founding of the Justice League, but he didn't get involved.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like that. That's something I'm like, oh, so you're telling me he was there from the entire time, and you could have where like it was a good explanation why he was like why he's there and all that stuff. I like that stuff. It was great. But my biggest problem is like you had like I thought they were gonna have New 52 be trained by the pre-52, kind of like a big send-off. Like, hey, I'm always gonna be there if you're ever gonna need me. I mean, like, that's something that was cool and badass and bitching. But, I mean, like, no, they fucked that shit. I mean, like, they didn't fucking do any of that crap.
They killed him off like that.
They killed him off like that. And it was like, oh, man, such a missed opportunity. Such, like, I'm like, oh, man. But besides all that shit, the biggest issue on DC is, like, I'm going a little bit of a rant on the Batman book.
What? Oh, boy, this should be good.
Okay. Seriously, what the fuck are we doing?
I have no idea. That Booster Gold story would get me like, what the?
Actually, hey, one thing, what's going on with the X-Men Red book? Because I see that I was looking at some people's reviews and they're seeming to just getting tired of the book in general. What's going on with that?
They're just trying to rebuild the fucking what Scott did, and it's going back to basics and trying to rebuild what happened, and they can go forward and all.
Oh wait, which era are we talking? We're talking about the Kirby and Stan era, the Claremont era, which
I think it's Kirby and Stanley because we're doing the film for Grant Morrison. One, I forget the name. Ben is Charlie's sister.
Well,
you mean what's the name? The woman who did the entire genocide of Generation.
Her. Yeah, she's back.
But my whole problem is this is the one part I'm kind of I don't understand why can they just my whole thing is the reason why that book exists is because they wanted Jean to come back. The adult Jean, and it's been talks for quite some time. They've been trying to think about should we bring her back? We should bring her back. No, let's not do that because we got
bring Jean Grey. She's been useless.
I mean, past Jean Grey is fucking awesome. I love her. I'm just
until she turned Bobby gay against his will.
Yeah, do that too. That was
pretty.
Hey! I enjoy that. Was pretty. I don't care what it says. I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, they fucking turned Tony Stark into a fucking female. Thinking I'm so honestly, having Bobby turn gay ain't bothering me. If we could have fucking Tony turn into a female with zero explanation, how, it's just the problem is the problem is what's that word? The fact that I don't know. I just think they're just doing what DC's doing. I feel like a lot of times with Marvel, it's just they want to bring back the old they want to get the fans who like X-Men, who want to see X-Men do all that stuff. That's why X-Men. That's why X-Men Gold's been tackling a little bit of politics, a little bit this, a little bit that, and it's it just reminds me of the '80s fucking comics when they were doing all this crap.
Yeah, X-Men Blue. X-Men Blue all over the place at this point. I remember growing up.
X-Men Blue reminds me, X-Men Blue reminds me of the fucking Ultimate Comics.
Yeah, it does. I agree. Jimmy Hudson.
But I'll just say this. I mean, at least that book has a pair of guts to do anything.
Magneto
was pretty cool, but I mean, I don't know, but Batman. Oh man, I'm gonna rant right now. What are we doing? Seriously,
filler.
It's not just
filler.
Well, it's not just filler, but it's just they're making Booster. I didn't give a fuck about Booster Gold, but I didn't think Booster Gold was this fucking competent.
He's an idiot.
He makes the Flash look like in the CW show look like a rocket scientist on his decision making. I mean, I'm oh my god. I'm it's stupid.
Which is weird. You got in the artifact store, Booster Gold was smart. Booster got the help.
Yeah, exactly. I thought Booster Gold was at least somewhat fucking intelligent.
He had the help you at the childhood time to visit the moment when Mr. Odd, aka Joel, at the spoiler for this book, but find out if Joel was telling the truth, and that happened.
But anyway, but besides all that shit, I mean, personally, in my opinion, I kind of find it very stupid and just dumb that they just had to make one of the most just dumbest storylines in Batman comics. Hell, I prefer I know the guy wants to continue doing Batman comics, but it's just I don't know. Hell, I just got this weird feeling that the marriage is only gonna last long, and if that's the case, I'm done reading Batman. I really am.
I'm hoping the marriage stays because I want to be permanent. I don't want to be destroyed.
I want if we're Because here's reasons why I say this. If look, we never had Batman married. There's only been a few times and a few certain different continuities that Batman has been married. This is the official canon that we're seeing Batman getting married. And if we're gonna have this a divorce later on, 6 months to a fucking year or a couple of years later, that it goes sour, then I'm just done. Like I wanted this relationship from the very beginning. I think Jeremy, do you see my point? Like, do you see like how I feel? Like, if that's the case, then honestly,
I mean, Storm and T'Challa's wedding. When you said that, that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Then that got destroyed. And they made an X-Men.
I'm like, yeah, it fucking doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why the fuck Bendis did that? I mean, like, seriously.
Yeah, that pissed me off. What the?
Well, I'm like, you broke up the relationship? Why?
Why?
Like I thought they were good together. I mean, like maybe they'll do that. Maybe they were bringing them back. Maybe sometimes later on when Fox merges with Disney, we'll probably see Storm as like an adult and have where she hooks up with Black Panther and becomes the queen of Wakanda, and I think that'd be great. And plus, it would make a great story outline. I think she should be coming in movie 3. I want that.
The motion comic of Black Panther, I have to give it at the Storm and Black Panther team.
Did you guys see Deadpool 2?
I did.
Oh yeah, we did. We all did.
It was funny.
Why did they throw Juggernaut in?
I was surprised too. I'm like, best version of Juggernaut. I'll say that.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, and then I finally understood what people kept talking about, the whole Infinity War, like, oh, the whole finger snap. Yes, of course. If you read the entire story, you knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
But actually, some people theorized this could bring the X-Men in them in due to the Gauntlet. It could wibbly wobbly, timey wimey shit, and we could bring the mutants, and apparently we can bring all the Fox in.
Yeah, but I prefer like just do a hardcore reboot on X-Men because I don't want this continuity of X-Men.
How do you guys feel about that? Carol has been Captain Marvel since the 1997.
I'm fine with that because that didn't make sense. Wait,
what? Wait, what?
She's been Captain Marvel since the late 90s, and she's apparently in space right now. That's why she didn't appear.
Oh, I'm fine. Like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, hell yeah, that makes total sense. Because
okay, so she was around way before the Avengers or anything this was being talked about. So we already had a superhero running around since the late 90s.
Well, kind of ran into the 40s.
Well, that was war. That's kind of different from what we're doing now, where you have someone who actually has superpowers and actually doing something with it, and you really didn't talk about it much. Plus, I saw they were confirming a whole bunch of fan theories, like Marvel said, "Oh, Peter Parker was there in Iron Man 2 as that little kid." Yeah, and I said, "Bullshit!" I call bullshit on that. People made a theory and they just basically confirmed it just to make the fans happy.
I kind of think the reason why I say that's kind of true, I kind of feel like, well, that makes sense is because why does Peter idolize Tony Stark?
Because they did it for this movie. They got to give him a reason. Plus,
I'm fine with that.
They didn't see decade. Yeah, but they didn't. When did Iron Man 2 come out? 2007, 2008. They could not. They could not.
I'm to get 2010.
They could have not seen almost damn near into a decade in advance that Spider-Man was going to be in the Marvel Universe. Yeah. They just did that just to make people happy.
Hang on.
From what I've heard that the first 2 films of the MCU take place in an entire year.
Yep.
But my biggest problem is look, I don't care. Like honestly, the reason why I say like they made that choice because one, they had it where Peter had to idolize something to become a hero. That's like to make the character more interesting and more, let's just say, not the same stuff that we've seen every time. Because they stated in many interviews, we don't want to do the same movies. We don't want to do the same movies. We don't want to do the same movies that Sony has done. Which honestly, Sony, in my opinion, cannot do a good Spider-Man film.
Agreed.
I don't have no hope for Tom Hardy's.
I mean, the last really good one they did was Spider-Man 2. So I did like the first reboot they did for the Spider-Man Amazing. That was a decent film. The second film was bad.
Here's the reason why I kind of like one thing. Well, we're going to talk about Venom. I do have some kind of faith in that film because at least they gave off an explanation and they go on their own little thing, which, like, okay, I could see that, but the problem is, and this is the biggest problem that I feel like in this movie that I think most fans either like or dislike of this film, there is no Spider-Man. There is nothing that this, and that's the problem.
No, that was the whole point. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make their own little Spider-Verse happening.
They're still trying to make that because we have Morbius doing Batman coming out.
Also, what was this one thing?
What about the Netflix series? Aren't they closely tied to the Marvel Universe? What about Luke Cage and the
they are. From what I've heard, that in the case of, let's say, the first season of Daredevil, it takes place, like, I would say, a few months after the first Avengers film.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'll just say this: one thing is, I bet they better fucking have. Like, I heard Spider-Man's gonna be in. Not Spider-Man. Daredevil's gonna be in a cameo in Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
Which honestly,
wait, when is that? I think that film was supposed to come in
2019.
Which one?
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, because I know Ant-Man and Wasp come out next year, because it explains what happened after.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, that comes out in July.
That comes out this year.
That comes out early July. That's when that film comes out, and that's the last MCU movie coming out this year. But the next movie after that is Aquaman. That's later on this year. Next year, all we got is Captain Marvel and the follow-up to Avengers: Infinity War. That's all we got coming out next.
No, we also got
no. Actually, no. Here's the thing: Spider-Man, and Captain, like, Spider-Man comes out next year on July 5th. I just looked it up. I mean, like, in the official, it's like Spider-Man 2. It's July.
Get his own title.
Yeah, I get his own title.
I mean, like, personally, in my opinion, I just want them to do for Spider-Man, just bring in new villains.
Well, we made Mysterio. There's a rumor going on right now.
But you gotta agree, bringing the Vulture was definitely a good idea to do because he had never been in live action before, and Michael Keaton did a fantastic job playing the Vulture.
Definitely, but I'll just say this.
You go.
Sorry interrupting you, but I'm like, the whole Mysterio, that he's been on, like, I feel like the whole, like, bringing Mysterio and all that stuff, like, this is, like, in the pipeline for a while. Like, they've been, like, let's go way back in the Amazing Spider-Man movies and Spider-Man 4. They wanted to add in Black Cat, Kraven, and the Lizard.
The Vulture.
And the Lizard was like the main.
And here's something I thought was really weird about Black Cat. What I've heard from the script they were going to do for the film, Black Cat was going to be Vulture's daughter.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Which, honestly, that kind of came to light because I'm like, it's Spider-Man Homecoming.
When they made Liz Allen his daughter, even though that in the comics they're completely unrelated.
I'm fine with that idea because it's different interpretation, but unlike the comics.
But yet again, like Tevye, but like it doesn't, like, it didn't really matter because I'm like, at least it was attached to an iconic fucking character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I want to see Black Cat, but I don't want to see her right in a minute because I wanted to see Spider-Man fight classic villains like Kraven Hunt. And the rumors that people are speculating, like, are they setting up a Sinister Six versus Spider-Man film?
Because if they do that, then I think would be pretty cool if it's done right now by Sony. Sony, I don't trust.
Sony, from what I've heard about the Sinister Six film, is that they still want to make it, despite the fact the universe was attached to is kind of not exist anymore due to Sony's deal with new deal with Marvel over the third version of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I think personally the reason I think they're gonna do just have where Spider-Man like that versus Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. I think that's gonna end up happening. But my whole thing is like, with the Venom movie, it's like this. Okay, if we're gonna do this fucking Venom movie, it has to be. It makes sense. It has to be well done. Which honestly, if they could, like, they have done like only
Two
one.
trailers.
No, they only done one out of both. Actually, no, take that back. Only 2 Spider-Man movies, at least, like, in my opinion, watchable. And that's the first Amazing Spider-Man film, and that's the first Sam Raimi film. The rest of them are fucking garbage. They cannot do a good sequel because they don't know. They don't know how to make. And tell you, I know what you think, but it's like, honestly, tell you, I'm talking to all Spider-Man fans. This is hardcore facts. Did they?
Well, I know in the case of when they did Spider-Man 3, which is for a lot of people the worst of the Sam Raimi films. At least when it comes to Raimi, when it comes to that particular film, at least he made a whole humongous tribute to Spider-Man comics. Like, you know that scene of Spider-Man when he's ripping off the symbiote in that church? Yeah, that's pulled directly from Web of Spider-Man #1.
Yeah, I know that, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, you know, the fact is, like, this is the problem with the whole Sony Spider-Man movies back before they made a deal. They couldn't make it where, or they basically couldn't be consistent, in my opinion.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
Well, the only film I can consider to be a consistent sequel, and I do enjoy this film, I even saw it in theaters, Spider-Man 2.
Same.
The worst.
Actually, here's a real
Because
question.
with this film, I felt a little more justice to the main villain than they did for the first Iron film, because at least that when it came to creating what he's supposed to look like, I mean, yeah, you can't use one of his suits, so have it wear black pants, a trench coat, and wearing goggles. And I was very impressed with the CGI what it did for his robotic arms. Those look really impressive. I even like the whole thing they did with them. What was they made that little device in the back on top of the arms themselves. At least But when it comes to the Green Goblin, most people agree the suit was awful.
Oh yeah, but here's no. Here's the thing. Tell me. Let me say this. The reason why they stick with that suit is because the original suit, which I can give you a video format of how scary this thing was. I'm sorry, they couldn't put the original.
Like the way to the east from Wizard of Oz, he went into his actual canon costume. It just looks silly.
Yeah.
If
they were going to use a suit for Green Goblin, if they're not going to use the original suit that Steve Ditko gave him, why not use the suit that he had in the Marvel Knights run?
Or how about you just turn him into the Ultimate version?
No, bad idea. Look at him.
Why not?
Even when I first read that, even this day, that was one of the most bizarre things that Bendis came up with when it comes to Norman Osborn in the Ultimate Universe. Making him kind of like an evil Hulk, in a way. Just inject something called Oz into his system, and it becomes...
At least he made it unique.
At least,
and they made his son Herod. They made him Hobgoblin, which he used something very similar, where instead of being green, he was orange. And heck, they even tried to turn Mary Jane Watson into Demo Goblin, which that was like, what in the world was Bendis thinking when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man?
Oh no! And then you forgot the part where when Stacy died, then got replaced with a clone.
Let's bring it open carnage.
Yeah, but and I was like, you do realize that the real Gwen Stacy died, and that's just a clone you've been chilling out with, right?
I was pretty fine with that.
I was fucking shocked when that happened. Like, no way. But I was pretty. I like the whole twists and turns on that. My favorite part is
amazing.
The Clone Saga. Oh, good God, that was so good.
It was better than the
storyline I thought was really
from the
genius.
No,
the first arc they did with Kingpin, with Spider-Man, all those jokes. Like, he faces the Kingpin for the first time, and he pulls out papers and he pokes fun at him like You're so big. They had to take your high school picture with a helicopter.
Yeah, that was funny.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
It was one of
badass.
the most hilarious issues I have ever read for Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yep. Same.
Actually, I just got another question. Why is it Disney never bought the rights to the Hulk from Universal? Why do they still have it?
They can't because of the legal issue. That was deal. Universal could cut the fuck.
I talking about Fox. You can get the Universal.
Are you talking about the stuff at Universal Studios itself, the park?
No.
The rights to the Hulk in general belongs to the Universal Studios. That's why, Disney just bought off the Fox Studios for the TVs and
actually, Comcast made Fox because
Yeah, like Comcast, it looks like they're gonna get it. I mean, like, I'm gonna say this right now. If they get it, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is done. I feel
what
do you mean? The reason why that Comcast bought Fox was because they wanted something called Skybox.
Wait, who owns Comcast?
Viacom.
Oh, never mind. If they own it, then yeah, everything's done. Viacom just has no sense of humor or anything. They destroy everything they touch. Look at BT.
I think Viacom owned Comcast. I don't remember. Wait.
I got it right here because their subsidiaries are NBC, Universal. Whew, a lot of things. A lot of things.
So you think they're gonna? So you say they will destroy the X-Men franchise worse than ever?
Wait, I could have sworn Disney bought them for that. For what? $4 billion?
Yeah.
But then Comcast made a bigger bid.
Like Comcast, they haven't bid yet, but there have been talks, there've been everything, and I'm like, if this goes through, not only the Marvel Cinematic Universe is totally toast, because I don't personally look. I think they'll do well, but they're not going to be as big as they used to be.
No, but I feel
actually, yeah, because I mean, this. It seems like a monopoly power play. I think they realized that Disney was trying to become a monopoly.
Yeah, which is scary.
The only thing competitive Disney has as a conglomerate is probably Sony.
Sony is dying at this point.
Sony is dying, so who cares a fuck?
Sony's not really dying. Sony's got a lot of things. Sony for the Western market is dying.
Yeah, the game market is still okay for them. I'm fine with the game market.
Yeah, you gotta define what is dying.
Aside from their movie studio, they also have a video game studio, which they make the PlayStation system. You also have
all in Japan. They make all their revenue
in Japan.
Yeah. They did you know what their first product was? TVs.
Yep.
They make TVs.
They have the TVs. They have the phones. They have the. They even own bands. Like some of the people, like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. They actually own the license to all those records and stuff. They're doing well. Yeah, like you can go on because it's under WB Sony. It's under Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers also has certain Japanese bands and stuff under their licenses.
I know that there was one license, I think it was just a few years ago that they just lost, and that was they had the license to release the James Bond films here.
Yep.
Actually, what's going on now? Because Hasbro owns those rights now to like Power Rangers and a lot of
Hasbro owns the rights to
let me say this.
Power Rangers. That's it.
Let me say this.
They bought that, but
Nick. Let me say this. Sorry to yell, but I mean, goddamn. I mean, like, yeah, just let me talk for fuck. Okay. It's just like, just kind of say this thing right now. I'm like, the whole thing of Hasbro getting the Power Ranger series and the whole rumors of Paramount getting the new Power Ranger movie rights, because honestly, the sequel or the sequels that were planned, which honestly I kind of feel like they were never going to happen because the movie bombed. It bombed.
It didn't look like anything of the Power Rangers. It felt so distant.
I
disagree. No, really. How did we so distant?
I gotta disagree with you there. I think Power Rangers are pretty good.
No, like the reason why I say that is because like it felt so close to the Power Rangers.
Yeah,
it did. I mean, yes, they did make some corrections from the original casting, like how the Black Ranger is actually Asian, not black, and the
no, they went up for the second movie.
The Yellow Ranger is Asian. She is, I believe, she's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Yes, because actually the original, because from the original Power Rangers, originally the Yellow Ranger was going to be a Mexican woman, but she asked for more money, and they axed her and got an Asian girl instead. That's the entire story. Because the Black Ranger,
Tina Trang was the actress name who eventually became the original Yellow Ranger. And I've heard from a Q&A, the original actor who portrayed the Black Ranger, Walter Jones.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, that's the actor's name. He didn't have a really big problem with the whole fact of him being black and him being the Black Ranger. He just loved playing the character. Yep. He just loved it.
Nobody thought about that in the 90s. Nobody thought about political correctness. We just wanted fun.
And the reason why Austin St. John and Tina Trang left was because Helm Saban was terrible at paying them. That's the reason why they left. Because apparently they got paid less than people get paid to work in fast food.
I don't know. That's just Hollywood. Hollywood's weird.
Yeah. As for some of the other characters, why they left, like
Susan's become spreading like cancer.
Yeah. When remember when they replaced like half of the cast of Turbo with new characters, I had heard that Jason David Frank and Catherine Sutherland, those two did want to leave. Everybody else, as far as I know, they were shocked that they were removed from the show. They made no announcement, leave the show, and instead, well, at least I only can think of like two of that term are still doing something this very day. Obviously, he's still doing stuff. I mean, he's playing Bloodshot and Inject versus Valiant Universe,
awesome.
And he's an MMA star. And as for Johnny Ambosh, the guy does English dubs for anime, which he's fantastic at. Catherine Sutherland's retired. Yeah, Catherine Sutherland retired, became a mother. And as for the actor, I don't remember his name. The guy, Dave Carrenos. He was Rocky. What he did afterwards, I think he's still acting. David Yost, do you know why he left?
Because he was gay, and my best guess, Shabbat being
gay. He was tired of all the homophobia against him.
Yeah,
so that's why he left. Yeah, that he left. In the case of the actress who replaced originally the one who replaced Trini, because they changed her SIDS between Mighty Morphin Season 3 and Zeo. There's different actors. Because if you notice, the actress who was the Yellow Ranger was different, even though they were still a different actress. I don't remember the actress name. Heard that, they did not explain exactly why she left. I've never heard the reason why she left. She just left, and they actually had her last show, which was the first episode of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers when she got turned to a child. Last appearance in the show.
Yeah.
Replaced with a good actress. The actress who played, she was only on the show for like a season and a half, then she left.
Yeah.
Well,
wait, which generation?
I think Generation 2, after doing the
but besides all that, speaking about Power Rangers, I heard the new Power Ranger season supposedly. Not Shrouded Grid, Morphin.
Beast Morphers?
Fuck that show is.
Beast Morphers?
Yeah, Beast Morphers, that's what it's called, and it's based on Go Busters.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I heard this is going to be a sequel towards the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series.
Again?
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
No, they didn't. They done a continuations off it, but they like, okay, this is how the show left off, and now like you have all this stuff. Honestly, if Tommy comes back,
one thing I did notice though, after the showrunner for Power Rangers when the show was bought back by Saban, Jonathan Zacher. Once he left, from what I've heard, the show got a lot better under Helm Saban directly being in control of the Power Ranger stuff. Started with Downcharge, it got a lot better under his control because Jonathan Zacher, from what I've heard about him, huge Sentai fanboy, and the reason why he left was because he was burning through way too much Sentai footage, money. That's the reason why he was fired as a showrunner for Power Rangers.
Well. I mean, honestly, I think personally, Power Rangers needs to do it needs to have a good season. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, and I found something interesting. You might find this interesting, Edgar. You know that Shattered Grid with Jason David Frank?
Yeah. Epic.
Yeah. Guess who directed that trailer?
Yeah, I already was
Kyle Higgins, the Right Rangers.
Yeah. I own all 5 of the trades right now. And the next Go Power Rangers come out next month on the 17th.
Shattered Grid been epic. Holy shit, that been amazing.
I actually spoke to Kyle Higgins. I told him I've been really enjoying Shattered Grid, and I did ask him. You know how you guys ever read his run for Deathstroke?
Yeah.
You mean before? Yeah, but when it was good and before Scarlet, after
Scarlet got ruined it.
Rob Liefeld got off.
No, yeah. Here's the thing. Guess the reason why he left the book after 8 issues.
Why?
I asked him about this. He was fired from Deathstroke.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, you were talking about during
after 8 issues because he was fired.
Oh wait, yeah, he got fired.
Yeah.
Peter J. No, I think it was him or Peter J. Tomasi. That was during the New 52, right? Because one of them got fired
and replaced with Rob Liefeld.
Fuck.
Oh.
Damn, Liefeld.
Rob Liefeld's not even a big shot anymore.
He did tell me that the work is Nightwing New World Order. He's very proud of that work.
That was good. I got that out for a story.
Yeah, wait for the trade to come out. Rob Liefeld.
Jeremy. Nightwing World Order. The trade is out.
It is.
Ah.
I actually saw it at booth. Kyle Higgins was at when I went to MegCon Orlando.
I order off of Amazon, then go out and get the physical books because I don't get out that much and I don't have a hard.
Yeah, but it is out. I think I actually just saw it today at Barnes & Noble. It's actually in paperback right now. It's out.
Nice.
I need to go to a Barnes & Noble because I actually got to go to my comic book shop tomorrow because I got to look for a special book.
Yeah. Kyle Higgins was not the only one I met at MegCon Orlando. I also met the Finches, Meredith and David, Alex Maleev, the artist for Black Panther, Brian Starfleet. I met him. Nice guy. Let's see. Who else did I meet?
I know you met Rossi.
I met John Schnepp from Collider Heroes and Kat from Comic Frontline.
Nice.
Cool. Whatever.
I was so surprised she's even there.
You made Comic Uno? Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. But anyway, Nick, what's your thoughts on Nick? What's your thoughts on 600? Iron Man. For Iron Man,
it was a great issue, though. I was surprised what Tony did to Rhodey.
Oh, what brought him back?
Yeah, I think he cloned him.
Yeah, that's why. When I saw that, I'm like, no, yes, you cloned his ass.
Yeah. By the way, Edgar, this is the second time that Rhodey's been cloned.
Big fat guy put it
there. And honestly, I'm kind of glad
this happened. The first time this happened was during wrote War Machine back in 2009.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
he got cloned because his body would be replaced with cybernetic parts, so the only way to save him was to clone him.
What's going new by like Spider-Man did with Scar? Oh wait, Scar Spider book would have been horrible.
Yeah, I think this was done by the cloning process for the first time, but I remember it's been a while since I read it. I don't think it was either done by the Jackal or Mr. Sinister. It was done by a different scientist.
Oh.
As for who caused this recent cloning, I have no idea who caused.
Well, I don't know too many people that are good at cloning outside of Jekyll and Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, and Sinister is over doing cloning. Man, Pride, but Man Pride, according to
Jeremy, I got a chance to meet Matthew Rosenberg. I got a chance to meet him.
Wait, what is Matthew Rosenberg doing?
Book and his Rock Raccoon. He does Punisher. He currently just and he did kind of give it, and Edgar probably would love this. He did give a hint that Iron Man may make an appearance in Punisher to confront him over using the War Machine armor.
About damn time, in my opinion. You can punch it and that's it on the.
Oh, I also met Ed McGuinness.
Oh, that's nice. I like his art style.
Yeah.
Oh, Superman.
Nice guy. He says that I asked him what it was like work with Jeff Loeb. He loved working with Loeb, especially when he worked when he did the Hulk run. You know.
Nice.
The 2011, I think it was, that he worked on the book.
Yeah, with Red Hulk.
Yeah. Currently, right now, he says he's very happy working with. I'm trying to remember what artist I met. I also met one of the co-creators of the New Mutants.
Nice.
Which one is that? Which one?
I actually met Peter Tomasi and asked him about the whole he left. The whole thing this swung around for a while. The reason why he left was because DC was going to kill off John Stewart. That was not the reason for why he left. He left for a different reason. That was for a different writer who came on afterward. That's the reason why he left the book. It had nothing to do with Peter Tomasi or Jeff Johns. So that rumor has been disproven.
Thank God for that. I was wondering about that rumor. Actually, did you get that?
There was also Bob McLean. He's the guy who co-created the New Mutants with Chris Claremont.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually told him about the most recent New Mutants book that Karen Gillian did. You know, the one that lasted from I think it was 08 to 2010, the one that lasted 50 issues.
Yeah.
He didn't like the fact that the New Mutants were an actual squad of the X-Men. He said that was not the original purpose of the group, and he didn't like it at all. He's not currently reading it, but I did tell him about the current run. He didn't have a really big problem with that at all. But I did talk to Rosenberg about New Mutants, and I told him I really enjoy the book, and I really love his lineup that he has for the book, because at his booth, he had a poster of his New Mutants slab right behind him.
Nice.
And here's something also interesting he revealed to me about Kingpin. Originally, it was going to be longer than 5 issues. It was going to be 12.
So what happened?
And you're going to love this. Originally in the book, after the first 5 issues, they were going to have Kingpin's election as mayor, because it was going to tie in Daredevil. So it was going to be a surprise if he became mayor.
Why couldn't we get that story? That's not interesting.
Take a note from Wade about doing a surprise who's new mayor, and yes, he did. He took a note from Mark Wade. Remember that 24/7 story that came out in, I think it was in 2009. I think it was. You know, the storyline when it ended or revealed that James. Yeah, he basically took the idea from that, and that's how Kingpin became the mayor of New York.
So
and plus, people didn't want he didn't want to drag on for election, so you want to be a big surprise.
Well, that's cool. Honestly, I don't care. But my whole thing is just fucking Nick, how do you feel on the whole whatchamacallit? What's that word?
Dr. Doom?
Fuck. Dr. Doom on the whole thing on him. Do you think that was like forced in just because Fantastic Four is coming? I would have been really excited to see how Reed Richards' reaction towards Dr. Doom becoming a hero.
I would have too. I actually spoke to Alex Maleev about that, and he enjoyed doing Infamous Iron Man. He was not very happy when the book ended because he said the reason the book ended was because of low sales.
Yeah, because it's not Iron Man. That's the whole fucking point. But granted, if you put that, like I'm gonna say this right now, the books that today's audience. No. Here's my problem. Here's my whole thing. In today's audience, if there doesn't have the iconic character they love, they're not buying it. And that's how things are. But granted, if you put that book out in the 80s and 90s, that book would have sold more.
Honorable William, there's a person that get canceled. Like, that book was good.
Yeah.
Like,
that book was good.
And but Malik agree with me about the assessment for Miss Iron Man being Fantastic Four book without the Fantastic Four. He totally agreed with me on that. Because that was the whole purpose of Infamous Iron Man.
Yeah.
What was the whole purpose?
You know, being a Fantastic Four book without the Fantastic Four.
And we had to think about it. The thing,
no wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder that was the kind of like the case because I kind of have vibes of it.
And I asked him about his run for.
Go on.
I asked him about his run for Daredevil. Like, what was his favorite character to draw aside from Daredevil? He couldn't specifically say, but he did tell me his least favorite character to draw during his run for Daredevil. He did not like drawing Foggy Nelson. At all. He did not like it at all.
Like, which one?
Foggy Nelson.
No, I mean, which artist?
The guy who did Infamous Iron Man. That's who.
I have to think about. I don't know his name offhand.
Alex Maleev. He also did the Lando miniseries from a couple years ago. He does currently the Scarlet series with Bendis. What else has he done? He's done a few books with Bendis, but he told me he's been friends with Bendis for 15 years now.
Damn time
That's cool. That's cool, but I don't want.
And he enjoys working with Bendis.
I'll just say this. I mean, Bendis did an okay run on he did an okay I'll say this. He did an okay ending for me on Infamous Iron Man. There was I only cared about the 600 was good in my opinion because you brought back Brody, you brought back all the stuff that I wanted to see for such a long time. And you made Iron Man and Iron Man and War Machine at least relevant again. And
did you know Iron Man showed up for Despicable Deadpool number 300?
What?
Oh God, that
book pissed me off because you made Deadpool go through all this bullshit, all this stuff.
Doug ripping off Grant Morrison. Apparently, Deadpool had this virus that's apparently contracted from space, where anybody comes in contact with him starts vomiting on the spot.
Yeah.
Heck, even Tony was vomiting.
Yeah,
the only person that didn't vomit near him was the Vision.
Dude, I laughed my ass off. This was just hilarious.
I will admit that wasn't funny. But the thing that pissed me off at the end is that you let Deadpool went through all this bullshit. All the man that goes to your memory and kill off the girl memory of his daughter. Tevye,
obviously you haven't read Deadpool comics recently. They have done this shit so many times. Really? Are you complaining about that, Tevye? They've done it.
Yeah. They like this before too. I mean, Deadpool was killed alternate versions of himself.
That's true.
And plus, he's been rebooted so many times, it's been fucking ridiculous. And honestly, who cares? Honestly, just Deadpool likes to tease the that basically. What's that word? Better words. He's a guy that makes you laugh and have a good time. You're not supposed to take seriously. If you take it seriously, you're not going to enjoy it. Because for me, for example, I didn't like how the issue way back in the 90s where there was a storyline with Loki and Thor, and Loki did some kind of spell and whatever to Thor, and also Deadpool, and Deadpool got the hammer, and it was just stupid. It was dumb. It was the most storyline. But granted, it's supposed to be that way, and that's something I like. But it just
I'm so pissed off that you don't have a daughter, because I mean, great. We all care about Deadpool, and now good out the window. Wonderful.
Yeah, but at least from what I can tell, I think Duggan just kind of erases the memories for Deadpool for what he did. I don't think he erased memories of what Tom Taylor did with Deadpool and All New Wolverine. I don't think he undid that. Though, even I agree with Deadpool, he pulled a Grant Morrison by having him appear in his last issue.
Yep.
Because remember, Grant Morrison did the same thing for Animal-Man. He just showed up completely at random, and it was weird.
I remember that was funny.
I'm not sure what was the coloring for that issue of why in the world Grant Morrison looked that way. But I know what the guy looks like. I've seen his picture in real life.
Same.
I've never met the guy. Man, he on the issue. At least Duggan actually kind of looked like the way.
Yeah.
But I wonder though. Could Rob Liefeld send Deadpool a book? That would be interesting.
The guy can't draw.
Have you guys read Bug?
No.
Yeah, I think
I have.
Allards. They got a great.
I actually have read it.
Up in there as well.
It is a really interesting book.
When
I mean, at least they actually,
it was a great tribute to
birthday.
It was a great tribute to his birthday. Yeah, and God forbid Marvel do anything for his 100th birthday.
Or Lin Wayne, who died.
I don't know, like how Marvel is basically like saying you go to
Marvel is an ideologue now. You can't do anything in Marvel anymore without being called out. That's why
not just that. I mean, like, not just, this has been their history since the beginning. Like, you go to another company, you're never gonna get celebrated. We don't give a fuck what you did. If you go, it's personal. What?
Tumble Arenas took over Marvel and DC.
Who?
Tumbleweed.
Who?
Oh, Tumbleweed.
Yeah, we call them Tumbleweeds, or special snowflakes took over the comic book industry at the moment. That's why Yeah.
Well, honestly, I just don't care. Like, honestly, I kind of feel like it's just whatever now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll tell you, I'm like, I want to know, like, Jeremy, like, how would you feel if Bendis fucking destroyed Superman absolutely at its finest? Like, how would you feel?
Not only would I stop reading Bendis' books, I know 4chan is going to dedicate itself to destroy that, man, because 4chan really loves Superman. Like, the Cole comics and cartoons, they really, really love Superman. That's the one thing I learned from 4chan. Don't fuck with it.
Krypton TV show is pretty good. Actually good. I'm not kidding. This show actually doesn't bother me.
Actually, I heard it's pretty good too.
Guys, did you guys read that interview that Bendis did with Newsarama?
Wait, what? Which interview?
Yeah, Bendis did an interview with Newsarama, and he has stated in the interview he is not undoing anybody's previous work, and he's not going to kill off Lois and John.
Thank God for that.
I heard that. I heard these stories before, but Bendis is such a fucking liar. I mean, I wouldn't trust that fuck no matter what. I mean, like, granted, he fucked around so many times on the.
It sucks.
Well, you think everything sucks?
No, not everything sucks. Like the Detective Comics?
No. I'm talking about Miles fucking killed.
Ever since he retold of his origin story again. Only in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
like anybody who's reading the book never read the characters.
I can't talk now. I mean, like, Nick, if you're gonna interrupt me, I'm gonna leave. I mean, like,
I just have to start muting.
Let me stop. And Nick, stop cutting me off. I'm just trying to say something. But I mean, and the problem is, I mean, like, the whole problem with Bendis is like I kind of find like I don't like he said he won't do it, but he said right at the beginning, yeah, Tony Stark is going to come back in this storyline. He's going to come back at the last 2 issues. He said, and that was an embarrassment. He didn't give a fuck about anything. Hell, in the X-Men comics, he had to do such bullshit false advertisement because the X-Men comics weren't doing so well.
Yeah.
He even let out a comment about that where during his era when he worked on the X-Men books, he is not resurrecting Charles Xavier.
Oh bullshit!
And
I mean, like,
and
I'm
then
sorry.
let's say like.
Well, go on.
Go on.
Then like 2 years after he leaves the book, Shoal resurrects him as Astonishing X-Men.
No, that's not active. It's the Shadow King.
Yeah, it's the Shadow King, but who gives a fuck?
No, it is Charles Xavier, but he's brought back in Phantom X's body, and he just calls himself X. But that technically is Charles Xavier.
Actually, the issue of that series, it turns out it was all bullshit. But it's so dead. Shadow King is the one who's been in the drums the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, bullshit. Wait.
And about the X-Men, despite the fact the book is good on the show, I don't get why he's leaving after only doing 12 issues.
Because too many people are bitching about him, and plus so many people want to exalt the vibes and X, Y, and Z shit.
My best guess, because the book is a miniseries, I guess that's why he's leaving. Who knows?
I don't know, like honestly,
it's not miniseries because with issue 13, the book is being in Greg Land.
Shit.
Well, I'll just say this. I mean, like, honestly, like, I'm just dying to see the whole destruction because I'm so bitter at DC because I'm like, because of course Superman Reborn, and I'm like, I'm like, to me, if they like, I'll say this right now. I'm just saying this until I die. Like, I told this to Kevin, I'm telling this right now. If they make it where another bullshit poll where Lois and Clark had to break up, or they had a fight and they broke up.
I'm not up for that. No.
I'll be pissed.
Like, if that happens, I'm gonna say, I'm like, yeah, I'm officially done with DC.
I'm gonna boycott DC at that point and tell them I'll get as many people to boycott and say kick this out.
You better destroy
to me, I'm like, I'll say this right now, like, I didn't know why did he like. Granted, like, I don't understand. Like, granted, I know he wants diversity, and diversity works.
No, he wants it for his kids.
Yeah, but because he wanted for the new people, kids like him, like want to read it. He wants kids to pick up his book. That's basically what he's trying to aim for, and that's
but all he does half the time is basically a lot of things that would just shock people or gross people out, like when he had Sentry do the Ares in the miniseries Siege.
Wait, he did Siege? Oh fuck!
Yep.
He wrote that. Siege and he wrote Secret Invasion.
And he wrote the Sentry getting the whole big Dark Avengers stuff.
Well, I thought Secret Invasion was
in the book. I disagree with this, and I don't know why in the world the artists of Siege did this. Still to this day, this is one of the most bizarre things that Bendis has ever told an artist to do. Do a 2-page spread of the Sentry ripping Ares in half.
Have you read 52? Because Jeff Johns was doing some dark things in that book as well.
Yeah, this happened back in 2010. That's when this miniseries came out, and this was a year before New 52 even happened. In the case of Blackest Night, which I think happened around the same point in time, as far as I know, in Blackest Night, no one was being ripped in half in that book.
It was mostly gouged out, so that's okay.
Yeah, there were zombies.
But probably one of the most disgusting things about the whole entire thing, like disgusting images, is Black Hand licking supposedly Bruce Wayne's skull. That was
stupid. But anyway, my whole thing, like, I'm just waiting because honestly, I'm just like, well, to me, I don't know about, like, granted, it could be where everyone's completely fine with it. Because honestly, I'm like, if everyone's okay with, no one says the goddamn word of the problems that the past bullshit Superman books have, then honestly, I could see, but I could see where he fucking bullshit pull, where everyone doesn't bitch about it. You'll find some people like me and Tevyo and bitch about it, but you won't see anyone else bitch about it because they love it and they will have the typical nostalgia fall.
Yes.
I mean, like,
this will start, I believe, with the Man of Steel miniseries. That is where this is going to start. The original Man of Steel miniseries, which this was released monthly, the original miniseries by John Byrne. This one, from what I saw from the solicits, this has been released weekly.
The Superman book? No,
the Man of Steel going to give it weekly. He's right. Nick's talking about this one.
Wait.
Yeah, and in the case of...
One at a time.
Hold on. Okay, one thing I have to ask. Okay, I'm a little confused. Okay, is there going to be three Superman books, or there going to be two?
No.
Here's what I've heard. Okay, there's going to be Action Comics. There's going to be keeping its original numbering. It's not hidden in research, but like Superman is. Supergirl is being uncanceled, but they're replacing Steve Orlando with Mark Andrego for some reason.
Of the
new Superman and just like trying to, though it kind of reminds you of the Connor Kent costume.
Yeah, me too.
Tiffy, I did ask Tomasi about why was because they did not know what Bendis' plans were. That's the reason. That's what Tomasi told me about.
No, see, that's the problem. That's that problem right there. Bendis doesn't tell people what he does.
God damn it! Like that's
Bendis is that type of person. He keeps it to himself, and that's basically how things are going.
That's how the New 52 failed, because the same thing happened with Grant Morrison. That's why George Perez couldn't work with Superman because they had lack of communication.
Oh wow! Well, like you. Okay. I mean, like, even though they did well on a lot of books, I think the majority of them fucking got bombed because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, like I said, they had no direction. And like I said, George Perez couldn't actually...
The only books that, if you look at them, actually have some direction was the Bat books.
Like Aquaman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Wonder Woman.
What about Green Lantern? Fuck.
Are you talking about Green Arrow?
No.
Green Arrow? No. Or what about?
He was just like the rest of them, just floating in the wind, trying to figure out where they were trying to go.
Well, they were like, I like the
new Green Arrow. Was that whenever Riot take over, they just did whatever the heck they want with them. The only writers that were consistent with them was Jeff Lemire and Andrew Kensberg. They were the only two people who actually were consistent with them. It's like once Ben Percy took over, he just did his own thing, got rid of everything that Kreisberg. I mean, yeah, he took out the Arrow elements. He even took out Mia Dearden, who was a character people wanted to bring back in the current continuity because she got erased because of the reboot. And then he just forgets about her, and pretty much everybody else except for Miko. Miko was the only Miko and the character Henry, the one who is Arrow Reno's tech person.
Yeah,
he was the only two people that he kept around. Everybody else were gone.
Yeah, Felicity Diggle disappeared.
No, Diggle was brought back once the book got relaunched with Rebirth.
Yeah, but he took off again once he got rid of Merlin's dad, not the actual Merlin, but the one from the CW show. When she took him, he just doesn't show up.
Well, I'll just say this: I'm kind of glad that they like. Here's my problem. Like, my problem. Here's my most happy part. I am glad that they are doing not canceling Supergirl. And just completely say, let's fuck the CW shit and just change her costume and make her badass and fucking trying to find, let's give her a motivation, because one of the things I did see, and one of my biggest problems is it was too much vibes of CW. I hate that incarnation of Supergirl.
Here's the thing, Edgar. like after the first arc, the elements are kind of there, but they're not in your face about it like the first arc was. It's still kind of there. They by the time the book ended, they still had Cat Grant there, but she's not like heavy supportive of Supergirl like she is in the show. And there was one issue where she shot Supergirl.
Figures. But my problem is, look, I mean, like, it's not just that. It's just like I can't stand what CW made Supergirl be.
There is one thing from the CW show they did not put in the comic book that you probably would have been in there, but they didn't do it. You know, on the show, Martian Manhunter is the head of DEO.
Yeah, what about it?
In the comic, the regional director is Cameron Chase, a character who has been part of DEO since they first showed up in the comics back in the 90s.
Okay, that makes sense. I totally buy it.
And get this, her boss, and they revealed this at the end of issue 14. It's Bones, Director Bones. You know, the guy who was a skeleton in a suit.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay. I do want to check it out. Like, I am considering it, but it's just like because I did have vibes of the Supergirl comics that I read in the New 52, which I honestly thought it was pretty damn good. It's just that to me, I just feel like in case to what's that word? I do feel like in the New 52, there was a lot of things how I feel like directions that I'm like, I kind of prefer that.
They had a really good idea what they're going to do. Like, they made Store Banshee a good character. The only thing I didn't like about her costume, I didn't mind her cape covering off her neck. That was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. The problem is, it looked like her bottom half of the costume, it kind of looked like she's wearing a thong.
Well, like, oh, that's true. But besides all that shit, I mean, like, I personally feel like, I mean, that didn't really bother me, but I mean, like, it's not just the costume. It's just like I like almost everything about the New 52 run of Supergirl. I like the fact that she was a very emotional, just like I don't know where I am, what's going on, and she made mistakes. She did some things that there was an issue where Tevia tagged me where they mentioned when she was a Red Lantern, which that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, she definitely was a Red Lantern. That was all Shoal's idea, from what I've heard from.
Well, gee,
I'll give him. That was all Shoal's idea.
Okay. I'll just say this: give him medal because that was a really cool original idea. Because they make the character so much like okay, she has like a rage that she has, and was her biggest regret, and that is, I mean, to have the biggest goddamn mic. One of the things that made Supergirl so special in that Red Lantern storyline is where she had a very cocky type Vegeta attitude where she was like she felt like she was a badass.
Yeah, and she was out of all the Red Lanterns. She was the first one. If you notice about all the Red Lanterns, she's probably the first one I can think of who actually wears an actual mask while being a Red Lantern.
Oh yeah, I agree. I did like where she did interact with the Red Lantern. That was pretty awesome.
So when I read the Red Lanterns book, one of the most bizarre ideas Shoal had about the book was having Guy Gardner sleep with Bleeze.
Yeah, that could be done. I mean, that made no sense.
Yeah, though he was trying to also hook up with the character Ice, his girlfriend from pre-Flashpoint.
Even New 5 destroyed that. He's now gone in 52.
Yeah, but here's kind of the thing that the current continuity did. They kept the fact these two are they kept the fact they did not undo it at all. Though they spent a humongous amount of time a focus on Guy Gardner's Green Lantern Corps book. Tivia, why did you go dark where you are?
Hey, hang on a sec.
Okay.
You been keeping up with Justice League of America? Because I got volume.
Yeah, I read the entire run, and I own almost all the trades been released so far for it.
Yeah, I got those trades. Apparently, I guess I got to get Milk War now, even though Doom Patrol Volume 2 didn't come out, which is supposed to help lead into Milk War.
Yeah. If you saw my haul video, you saw what I got at MegaCon. I got a lot of stuff MegaCon Orlando this year.
How can I been? I saw some of your videos, and then I saw some of Tibia. I saw Tibia was also doing 2 Humans, so I wanted to get out. I saw people playing 2 Humans.
Well,
so I went to
my haul video was like a half hour long.
Yeah, you went to your con. Wish I could go to cons, but the only ones I'll probably ever go to is like ones in Houston, Dallas, or Austin.
Yeah, the thing about going to cons, they're very cheap to go to. They're very affordable. I've heard that sci-fi conventions are a lot more expensive to go to.
Or we can have the Universal Diversity Con, which was basically a scam.
Yeah, but MegaCon, this is all about comics. But when I went there, not a lot of booths were selling comic books. Like a lot of them were like T-shirts, cups. Like one booth I saw was nothing but manga, light novels, and anime.
Wait, have you ever seen Max Passaggio? Have you ever seen that or even know who that is?
What series talk about?
Max Passaggio, he's basically well, I call him a he because he's just a man in a wig, who basically does Eternity Girl for Vertigo. For DC's Young Animal.
Nice.
I've read Eternity Girl. It's an interesting series.
No, it's not.
I don't know anything about the writer. It's an interesting book. It's not terrible, but you're right about the book's ending for Young. I saw the August solicits. All the Young Animal books 6.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I know it's ending for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Because apparently Jared Way, he got kicked out.
Yeah, but at least Jody
He got kicked off of Young Animal for some reason. Something happened, and now Young Animal's going down.
Really? At least Jodie Halster's keeping busy with Renew Your Vows, and I'm trying to think. There was another book with her that was announced recently that she's been signed to do the writer for. I think it was some book at Marvel that she was doing. I don't really remember what it was, but it was another book she's doing.
I don't know.
I
one of the nicer ones because I saw Kelly Thompson. Kelly Thompson. I have nothing against her personally.
I've met Jodie Halster. She is a nice woman to meet, and I had a very good conversation when I met her last year at, I believe it was MegaCon Orlando when I met her, and it was at the same con that Daniel Pennebaker, the actress who plays Killer Frost TV, she was there at the con, and just by sheer coincidence, the day after I had her sign my one shot of Killer Frost, Daniel Pennebaker came by and had that one shot as well, and had and Jodie Halster signed that as well.
Yep.
Okay, So
speaking of Super now,
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people I like to meet. One is Peter J. Tomasi, Jeff Johns, Grant Morrison.
Dan Jurgens.
I met Tomasi. Tomasi is a nice guy to meet, and I did ask him about the whole thing about the way he wrote Damien, where he's based on his son. That's partially true.
Well, John.
How you wrote Damien.
And John?
I didn't ask him how he wrote John.
Damn it.
But he did tell me this. You're going to find this interesting, Tivia. There's going to be an omnibus coming out later this year, where it's like the entire series of Super Sons and the crossover Super Sons of Tomorrow in one book.
Yeah, the Super Sons.
So you get an omnibus. So it's just going to be an omnibus then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
still want that book.
And I did speak to The Outsiders when he did the book. Like I don't know if anybody noticed this, where like after they collect the first 10 issues of Chuck Dixon's run, DC didn't collect his last 4 issues that he did, and then when Tomasi took over, they partially Danny Deal's run, but they never finished collecting that particular era of The Outsiders. Even he thought that was weird.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
He didn't have an answer for me, but he agreed with me.
Real quick.
That was wet.
Mm-hmm.
I say I'm looking up something real quick because I know it probably is going to interest you a lot. Nick.
The con I was at, Jeremy, Rob Liefeld was definitely there, but I couldn't get an autograph from him because what I've heard about his autographs, like how much he charges more than Neil Adams does.
How much?
I've heard like $60.
What?
For who? For who?
Wow, Wipeout.
Rob
Who gives a
Liefeld.
fuck? Who gives a fuck? It has been.
Yeah, and I actually got a chance to autograph Neil Adams, and he raised his autograph price when I last saw him. He was charging $30 for an autograph. Do you know how much he charges now?
20.
$50
50.
for an autograph. And his
Yeah.
books are, wow, they are so
Yeah.
expensive. Like he overcharges for his. Some books
That's
cost
because he has the
60 to
overinflated ego.
$100 for. Yeah, I don't know why, but look, I only had one book for him to sign, and that was it. Yeah, he's allowed to get away with this because he's a big name. That's the reason why. And
Well, that
the guy doesn't have like a VIP
He's
area
a
like
wild
Slot did
image.
at last year's MCon. He had like a whole like what would be about 3 booths and he had like three sections, a big huge area for himself, which I get the reason why they did that for him because he's a big name, so he's allowed to get away with it. He basically had like what looked like about 7 tables worth of stuff that he had. We had a table where he and his wife sat at to give autographs. He had a table with his prints, his trades, the individual comics he's done, whole bunch of stuff.
All right. Just all right. So I'll just say there's something like there's. I don't know what else we could say. I'm like, on Bendis. I mean, you know.
We could go to Detective Comics and that kind of issue.
We'll let Bear out.
All right. Well, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, the con I did go to MCon, Tinius, from what I can tell, was he definitely was scheduled to be there, but not the day that I went.
Damn it.
I was gonna meet Tom King,
Ooh.
but anytime I went by his table, he wasn't. And then when he finally was there, it was basically the time my dad was like ready to go, and they were sitting like right next to the Finches.
Shit. That sucks.
And 2 people I could not find at all at the con. I couldn't find Josh Williamson.
Yeah.
Like I looked for him everywhere. I couldn't find him at all. I couldn't even find Tyler Kirkham.
Interesting.
Oh, sorry, but it's gonna be quiet. I'm looking this.
He was
up right now.
a recent artist on Superman. Like he did the 2 issues that Deathstroke guest starred in. You know, the ones
I know.
that he was just couldn't find his table, and Chuck Dixon practically no-showed the event. It was bizarre.
Weird. Anyway,
I did start a new manga recently.
Oh, what
I
one
started
is
reading
that?
a new one. One Punch Man.
yeah, man.
No, that's nothing new. Wait, are you reading the original webcomic or the redesign?
It's a good series. I'm only like on the 5th volume right now. Though the heroes in it, famous names. I have these are the most stupidest names I've ever heard of.
Oh, wait till you meet you met the tank tops, right?
Who?
The redesign.
Yeah, have you met the tank tops?
This draws the main character. It kind of looks a bit amateurish. The main character. Everybody else. Yeah, I've got I've got that far. I'm like in volume 5 right now. I've already got on the arc where he had just destroyed. It was after he destroyed that giant meteorite that nearly destroyed the city he lives in.
Well, I've been collecting. Yeah, I've been collecting. Well, oh yeah.
I am going to watch the anime as soon as I catch up with the manga.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Promise. You should check out the Promise Neverland.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Speaking of booking, can we?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
The Shield volumes you were talking about. Hey, Nick.
I think it was as of about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh no, they finally released those issues you were talking about for Shield.
By Hickman and
yeah, they're out.
So they released it, and will sit on this book for 7 years.
Yeah, they released it this month. I didn't realize it came out on the 2nd.
I didn't realize it at all. I just saw it that was just released just this week. Like, I was surprised. Now, I don't know how many more issues that they have left to come out. But when I tell the issue did not say to be concluded, it didn't use. So it looked like possibly issue 6 may not be the last one of this story arc per se. But I think the reason why they put on the title of the book by John Hickman and Dennis Weaver is because people won't be confused with the Mark Waid run.
Nick. I want to ask you, like, do you think that we'll see?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Tevye, I still want to know. I still would like to know, like, are you ready, prepared for the shitstorm that's coming for Superman? I'm ready for it. I'm just dying to see it.
What about Sonic? Wait, have you guys been reading Sonic? Because
don't we? Listen, like Sonic can go fuck itself, because honestly, Sonic is not that character. Like he granted, I grew up with him in the cartoon of 4 Kids, whatever the fuck.
Oh, you mean Sonic X? You're not one of us. You're not one of us 90 kids who grew up on a Saturday.
Yeah, I know Sonic and the other Sonic show. There's some sort of kind of funny or comedy. But
Sonic Boom is actually the best of it.
Sonic Saturday was good.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones because it became self-aware at season 2.
Yep. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot Sonic Saturday only had 2 seasons. I forgot. Shit.
Let's see. Yeah, that's Sonic Boom. But yeah, the shitstorm that's coming for Superman, we won't know until it's fully actually happened.
Well, there's some getting into Super Sonic. You have to go 12 Maxi series. That's getting into these. Yay.
Yeah, but that's because Bendis kicked him off of his own series.
Yeah, that broke my heart because what the fuck? Like, why? Like that book was good. It was doing great, but you can tell the story and it's still keep going. It's just what I was going to send out. The special was great. Acting comedy was good. Then, like, why didn't he kick up both Martin and Jurgen for Parents Man after the shit on 52? But if we get Bendis. Like, personally, I admire it. I want Ben to take over Captain Mark and Bill Jackson. That's not bad. Yeah, actually, you can't even. Apparently, I heard a rumor that. Not rumor, I actually heard that Bill Jackson and Captain Mark were in Doomsday Clock. So that's why I actually not to pay these 2.
That reminded me about Doomsday Clock. Thank you for reminding me that thing still exists. Because it's somehow, how is Doomsday Clock supposed to be the biggest thing for DC in the summer, and yet everything Scott Snyder has done is overshadowed it?
I think I don't know why the book's been delayed since they first came out.
Then it got delayed from Metal because everybody was more interested in Metal. Doomsday Clock was hot, it was fresh, but Metal was killing off the steam, and I really think that's what really killed off the interest. They should have let they should let Snyder finish off whatever he wanted to do first. Then let Johns take care of it, or vice versa. Because doing it at the same time killed off any momentum. Now we got this whole Justice League, No Justice, which each team has 4 issues apiece.
Yeah, actually, no. Actually, that's not true. It's actually a 4-issue miniseries that could go indirectly in Jessica teams.
Yeah, it's 4 issues a piece per team because there's 4 teams. There are 4 main issues, and then there are 4 side issues for 16.
Side issue? What's side issue?
4.
Doing that?
4
Really?
issues, not 5 issues. Like it's supposed to tie up everything.
And apparently, someone pointed this out. Apparently, the way the story is written is written to be like a Green Arrow story for some reason.
Well, that's just tie-in that's gonna come out. Which I'm fine with that.
It's like the Resistance. There's like one Green Arrow tie-in where it was about metal that actually tied in pretty well.
Yep. So Nightwing that's a tie-in.
But Green Arrow will not have a big part. He's not part of the main roster, so he won't have an actual big part to play.
Yeah. The thing is, Green Arrow's like roster since 2015.
Yep.
Well, he finally, because in Volume 5, he finally joined the Justice. He finally unofficially joined the Justice League.
That made me happy.
Yeah, he joined it as a kind of like a reserve member. Either
he's a secret
Ben Percy forgot. I think Ben Percy kind of forgot about the whole factor about him being a reserve member from when Jeff Johns was the writer of the book.
It's Rebirth. Let's just be quiet and just go along with it.
Yep.
Let's just accept the new continuity, the better continuity.
Yeah, New 52 is garbage.
Well, if you look at some of the books, they do feel like a continuation of other stuff, like Nightwing, for example. That is just a continuation of what Tim Seeley had been doing on Grayson. It doesn't mention anything about the Kyle Higgins run.
Yeah, because I just got Raptors for And actually, Tim Seeley and Sam Humphries need to trade places again because they're both terrible at doing what they're at each other's jobs. Sam Humphries is not a guy who can do street level characters. He's more fantasy / sci-fi, and Tim Seeley is more horror /
well, Sam Humphries,
humane.
You probably noticed. After the arc, Humphries is no longer in the book. The current writer is Ben Percy on Nightwing.
That's been pretty good.
Yeah.
And here's kind of the weird thing. You know all that big supporting cast that Tim Seeley established during his run?
Yeah.
They're all gone.
What? That sucks.
Yeah, and that's that female detective he met during, like, Bloodhaven, Detective Sababadi, I think her name is.
Yeah.
The blonde-haired detective who worked with Nightwing. Who sticks around. She was in Sam Humphries' arc, and she's in the current arc right now.
That's good.
As for everybody else, like his ex-girlfriend Sean, those some more villains that basically of his, they all disappear for. Yeah, I don't know why in the world they were dropped, but they were. Tim Seeley, I don't know. I know his most traffic was interesting, where he brought back the Grant Morrison character, the Bulleteer. I was surprised he brought that character back, and it just seemed like that they were kind of teasing a romance between Simon Boz and the Bulleteer, teasing a possible romance, but that's
it. Seeley's run.
I think so. I'm not sure. I really agree with it.
Because I'm waiting on.
Oh, and Tivia, did you read the last issue of Ben Percy's run for Teen Titans?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty good.
It's a shame that it's only monthly.
We added to no Justice basically.
Well, I'm glad. Titans got canceled. So Teen Titans. Wait.
No, Titans. Titans.
Yeah, and that issue with Raven Flash.
Yeah, they got canceled, but Teen
Titans.
I
heard another book that was.
Titans is coming back.
Apparently, I heard another book.
Oh, speaking of stuff, Flash War came out, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit.
Yeah, with Flash. Dan Abnett's. Titans is still going to be around. I've heard a couple different rumors about it. Now, the book is still being published. I think they're going to restart the numbering but Dan Abnett is going to stay on as a writer.
Good.
Though, here's kind of the weird thing about the new lineup. It's kind of like, with the exception of Nightwing, everybody's gone. No idea where they're going to go.
Who's the new lineup?
And I know they're bringing up Beast Boy and Raven from the Teen Titans book.
Yeah.
But they're bringing also Miss Martian. That's going to be interesting.
But that makes me so
thinking,
happy.
though,
You can find she's coming
it's
back.
the cast of the book. Like, where they would Roy, Donna Troy, Wally West.
Like, who's doing the new book? Who's doing the new
Titans? All these characters.
He didn't even Wally. Wally did Flash War. Flash War.
I've heard it's going to be Nightwing, Raven, though apparently Nightwing and Raven are a couple now for some strange reason.
What?
No idea why. It's a
fly. All I need to know is who's writing it.
Yeah, Boy, Miss Martian, and I don't know who else is going to join the team.
Steel. Well, Natasha Irons.
You know who's writing the book?
I think it's so similar.
I wouldn't be surprised it was his own spin-off ongoing series.
Oh, so it's gonna be Dan Abnett?
Teen Titans. This book is Dan Abnett. Or Teen Titans going to be Adam Glass.
Who?
Adam Glass. Okay, Adam Glass doing Teen Titans.
It's staying the same. Titans is getting Adam Glass.
Okay.
So Titans getting Dan Abnett.
On board.
With Dan
but
Abnett.
Teen Titans is getting Adam Glass.
Okay.
Just one quick. Want to know your thoughts?
Yeah, since Percy is leaving Teen Titans, he just left.
Go on, Nick.
Yeah, continue.
You mean Green Arrow? Because he just got off for Green Arrow.
I think that's what he meant.
Green Arrow and Teen Titans. Yeah, he just left Teen Titans as well. With taking over Adam Glass. I looked up what he's been doing since he left. Suicide Squad. Apparently, he's been doing TV for the past few years. He's been doing TV shows.
Okay. I just want to know everyone's thoughts, especially Tevios. How do you feel like my boy Dan Slott's tackling the Fantastic Four?
I'm not
talking about that. I have no feelings for it because I have no idea what he can do for it.
Here's my thing. My thing is that I think he did a boy idea. Bring back Reed. You bring back Sue. You'll bring back the kids. Hopefully, the kids are not.
They're gonna bring back the kids. Hopefully, Dan Slott could fucking age them up a bit. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, why the fuck not? Why can't we age the characters? Oh, wait!
Let me age them up and hopefully they do that. However, if Dan Slott does the way did Spider-Man, I'm not gonna be happy. That being said,
wait. The fact that he did some bullshit polls where he made it where about the whole Superior Spider-Man, or no. I don't know why you hated it. It made sense. There's a reason, and plus, we all know Peter was going to come back the next year later, so it was like a year.
Besides, the thing I don't like about that book, everyone could bring more in that book. No one
that was the intended of that book, because that was the whole intention. They didn't see the bullshit until we were so stupid. But I mean, who gives a fuck? But I mean, I just personally like Octavius. I'm excited on Iron Man, his Iron Man book, because it's gonna be so good.
I have a feeling Doctor's gonna show up in that book because it's a Superior Octopus show. Actually, you know what? I'm curious about Octopus. I'll be fine with that because I hate Superior Octopus. It's probably the whole idea. But I'm
No, fuck that. That was an awesome idea. Excuse me. That was my response to bullshit.
Weirdest thing that Slott's done.
Carnage and Goblin fused together.
The most oddest thing he's ever done with his run was when he killed off Electro.
Granted, didn't he cure him or he killed him off?
No, he killed him off. He's dead.
He's dead. He got killed by his cloned girlfriend.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep, and now we have the female extra now, aka Aftershock.
Yeah, but here's kind of the weird thing. You know how, because she's a clone, you know how all the wrestling clones all turned to dust? Why didn't she and a few others who were
I have
cloned?
no idea. That confused the hell out of me.
It's weird. And another thing that Slot did not bother to explain, why was Anna Marie look like she's about to turn to dust too in Clone Conspiracy?
And then, off. I hate Emily. She's boring.
Yeah, it's
Go
like
away.
It's treating Clone Conspiracy like so many questions that basically were I'm sure a lot of people had these questions like, what was going on with Anne Marie? Why was she turning to dust even though she was not a clone? And why in the world was it that several villains who were in fact clones, like the female Electro, Stiltman, who was actually the original Stiltman, Wilbur Day, and a few others, whether they were clones but they didn't turn to dust like everybody else did?
Yeah, I get that. Oh, and Ben Larry basically is still
bizarre.
I'm checking with. Well, I got Ben Larry got been used. Oh, speed of Spider-Man and Spider again, ladies and gentlemen. Another super point event. Stop, dude. Cruiserweight Marvel. You prisoners.
Well, in the case of a Spider-Man related event, Tivia, at least they waited.
Yeah, too little, too late. Like, I am done.
I think it's only been events. Like a year since Spider-Verse ended.
And Clone Conspiracy.
Yeah, Clone Conspiracy ended like last year, so at least they waited.
At the Secret
but
Empire.
If you look at the case of Venomverse and Venomized, those not that really much. Even though that Spider-Man was kind of involved with those events, but it wasn't a cross between all the Spider-Man books, like this Spider-Verse 2 crossover.
Venomverse and Venomized were all pointless crossovers that they were just felt unnecessary. Just
do you know the reason why Marvel's doing this, Tivia?
Tivia,
do you know the reason why Marvel's doing this?
I know why. Because Venom Anniversary.
No, fetish for sequels. Well, that and they have fetish for sequels. Civil War 2, Infinity Gauntlet's had several sequels as well. They love doing sequels. They have a fetish for it. DC has, as far as I know, never done a crossover sequel to any of their previous crossovers I can think of.
I know the Immigrant
I don't know about that, but like personally about events at DC, they only do smaller events. They're very well, yeah, because it's not so hassle. But I mean, like Marvel, they usually sometimes do both, but usually it's the big size scale.
The last major event they did was Metal. That was DC. DC's last big event was Dark Knight's Metal.
Epic.
Well, except we got No Justice and Doomsday's Clock still going on.
That's true.
But I didn't care for Black Metal. What the fuck?
Dark Metal.
Dark Knight Metal. I kind of find it like of them are cool, but I didn't know where this whole thing is leading up to.
And it's something good about this particular event. One, they brought back Martian Manhunter for the first time in like a year. They brought him back. They brought back the Outsiders in this continuity, and they revealed that the Joker was alive in the Batcave of all things, which was bizarre.
Woman, Challengers of the Unknown, the Immortal Man,
Sideways, new characters. Sideways, awesome. I have Sideways. He's funny.
Man, plus the Terrifics.
Yep, the Terrifics, but we have Challengers.
Metal had consequences and actually set up stuff for the future. In the case of the last few major events they did, just like versus Suicide Squad, well, that did give it the Oscars. Like Suicide Squad dealt with the aftermath of what happened. That crossover.
Everything in DC has consequences.
Justice League
all leading to something.
Did nothing afterwards.
That is true,
but
go ahead and hit the number with that.
Crossovers, they actually have consequences.
You see, the thing with Doomsday Clock
Marvel
is affecting
Nick, one at a time.
One at a time. Jeremy's saying something.
When it comes to Doomsday Clock, it affects the entire DC universe as a whole. Everything. I mean, Superman, Flash, Teen Titans,
Flash would have been epic.
Everyone is getting affected.
Okay. Well, honestly, my biggest question is like, where's this leading up to? Like, I kind of feel like this is not like giving me any excitement. Like, I'm trying to be excited on DC. Like, I'm like, what's that word? I'm trying to.
Edgar, do you know what Johns is teasing in this book?
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan.
He's trying to tease a fight between Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, he's trying to tease Dr. Manhattan against the original Superman, which is going to be the only highlight of that entire book. Because people, like, for many years, like, theorized, will Dr. Manhattan fight Superman and this and that, or they always put him against Superman.
I think it'll be more a philosophy battle because
it's still a mental. It's still they still fought. They're still gonna fight. Fight against each other. Go on.
Nick? I think there is a reason for the delays for 8 o'clock because Johns is busy.
Yep.
Everybody's been busy. Johns also helps with the movies.
Not really. The movies are not going to order movies.
He helped screenwrite. John started off as a screenwriter.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
That's kind of what he's been doing.
Because the episodes I can think of you wrote for Flash, they were really good. Like the episode where he introduced Captain Cold, it was probably by far one of the best episodes of season 1.
Flash wrote it. I mean, Johns wrote that episode.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. He's also one of the producers on the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know he has like Kevin Smith wants to do some like how he was doing with Green Arrow.
Yeah, I know. That elephant got pissed off when I went. Fuck the elephant. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm still trying to figure out why does Legend of Tomorrow even exist.
To be fair, Legend of Tomorrow season 3 I think good. They find their footing.
I thought it was just supposed to be a one special.
But
it was.
Season 3 is noteworthy for Legend of Tomorrow for having the first time they have a full-flown villain who's actually CGI.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see on that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Granted, if I had to look at shit, but you know, the TV budget.
I'll just say this. I mean, like, the whole what's the word? Do you know what they're going for? Like, I'm literally like, what is whole Dr. Manhattan for? What is this whole thing leading up? Like, again, like, they are setting up things that I'm just like questioning. What is this all leading? Like, Marvel. Yeah. I'm just using Marvel for example. Well, like, no, Nick, let me give my point, and you can throw in your 2 cents. And
okay.
It's like they're setting up. Okay, here's what we're doing. This is point B to point A, and this is point C. This is how they're all gonna go, and this is how everything's going. DC's like giving you a point B and giving you a point A, and that's it. And you're expecting, like, okay, what comes after that? And it's just I mean, like, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking I'm really like getting tired of like guessing games on DC. I mean, I'm just, I mean, like, God forbid, I'm like, hell, if they fucking, like, if I think what they're gonna do with fucking Superman, I mean, like, on Bendis,
where's Connor? I'm still wondering about that.
Honestly, I don't know and don't care. They made that character so, let's just say, pointless now because they got Superman's son. Yep. He's the new he's the new Superboy. So what's the point of bringing him back? Because honestly, it's just fucking dumb. Actually, and they ain't gonna bring my no. Going further with, they ain't gonna bring back my favorite Teen Titans. Bunker, fucking assy.
I want Bunker back.
I do too. I love Bunker. He's fucking awesome. I love his. I think he has a really cool personality, cool powers. I think that he's really bitching, really awesome. He has some really cool, awesome moments in the New 52 and the DCU books, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
He's the only guy I've given him out in that team. Like the Solstice.
Solstice was cool. Skinner was awesome too.
They were both good. I agree.
What was Skinner? I thought she was pretty cool. But I would like to have more about her.
Skinner was pointless.
Huh?
She was completely pointless because after they did a crossover with Culling, she disappeared, never been seen again for like 2 years until the end of Lobdell's run where she reappeared and she has now reappeared since then.
Yes.
Where is Skinner gone? I haven't seen her.
I was there. You can't care. You really wonder about.
I don't know. As for Doomsday Clock, the last issue they released was just the origin of the new Rorschach.
It is the origin story. It picked up. We're walking up now.
And apparently he has a fetish for pancakes.
Yep.
He has a fetish for pancakes with the Rorschach symbol on it.
Yep.
So bizarre.
Nick, I want to know your thoughts on this.
Johns must have borrowed that from the wrestling trio tag team. They have a fetish for pancakes as well.
Oh, Nick, I want to ask you something. How do you feel on the whole part where
Nick,
like the whole? I mean, how do you were the entire what's that word? I'm trying to describe like how do you feel on the whole DC, the new DC streaming website? How do you feel like we're getting?
It's an interesting idea, but as far as I know, the only things going on there.
I was trying to like, were you saying, Nick? Were you trying to say Edgar streaming service or something?
Yeah,
DC is doing a streaming service, and kind of like Netflix and all that shit, to compete and put out more shows and all that good jazz. But I mean,
is that what CW exists?
No. She did something else.
This is its own continuity, its own everything. It's their own another universe. It's gonna have Young Justice,
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp Thing, Young Justice, Teen Titans or Titans, whatever the fuck. And we already know
Doom Patrol.
And the rumor and basically another Batman prequel.
No, not Batman. Superman.
Wait, is it a cartoon or is it live action? What is it?
It's a live action, like we got one cartoon show out of all these shows. We got what the Harley Quinn? Is that Harley Quinn anime or live action?
No, Harley Quinn anime. Nick the Young Justice.
I would have said we had Cartoon Network, but Cartoon Network has become something so void that I used to show a lot of DC shows. Then it became something else altogether.
It's garbage.
Cartoon Network. I'm gonna say this. My problem is Cartoon Network. Nick, let me stop interrupting me. I'm trying to say something here. I'll get back. I'll let you get talking when I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's just say, I'm trying to say something. And just I know you want to say. I'll let you get. But the problem is, I'll just let me fucking say this. They're having 2 cartoon shows, and the rest of them are a lot of live actions. You're getting another live action of Swamp Thing. You're getting another, you're getting the full official Teen Titans live action treatment, and it's called Titans, but I'm calling it Teen Titans because it's the same same thing. I'm just take the teen out and it's the same team. That's like saying Earth's Mightiest Avengers. I mean, just take that. Take out Uncanny X-Men. It's still at X-Men. Fucking what hell. It's just besides all that shit, you get your first. You get the Legion of Doom or something, or Doom Patrol.
No, Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol. I was
right about it. I was right about the first time. Or the second time, whatever. You get all this live action stuff, and I'm like, okay, they're doing all this stuff so they could do interesting new ideas to competition on the Netflix shows because the CW crap ain't cutting it anymore. And Gotham's going to end soon. Thank God. That nightmare. Because I'm going to say this right now. Gotham has become a living nightmare. A fucking nightmare has ruined a Batman mythology series that just, like, honestly, destroyed the Batman lore. It made no sense. The show could have been so much better if it was just Alfred. Now they know they have this guy who's supposedly the Joker. Before the Joker was so stupid. The Joker should be a character where if I'm going to have a past, I'd prefer to have multiple choices. Multiple choices. I like to have one particular origin. I could tell you several origin stories of how I became, and it's still not the official one. He's a mystery character. That's what I like about him. That's the appeal about him. I think that is so good about him that makes him such an interesting character, where he could literally be such an iconic villain that Batman has that's faced. And it's just like and fucking Kid Bat, should I call him, and Cat Girl, just oh man, like they forced down our throats on Selene and Bruce's relationship.
Yeah, it was garbage.
All right, be right back.
Well, actually, I was going to say that we have to wrap this up because I have work tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. But
well, here's I do not have to work tomorrow because I have tomorrow off.
Yeah. See, the thing is, mine is a government job, so.
Oh.
Yeah,
I work at McDonald's.
God bless you guys. Anybody who can work at a fast food diner, who can work in the fast food industry. God bless your souls.
I can't do it.
I worked at a Dairy Queen for a month and quit.
What, Dairy Queen? I thought it was okay.
Dairy Queen, McDonald's.
I can't do fast food.
Yeah.
I worked at a restaurant for 2.5 years. Can't do fast food.
For me, I can eat fast food. It's just like once in a while, like every single day, because I get tired.
Oh no, we're talking about work. Work there. Like Nick works at McDonald's, and I say God bless his soul, because people like that. When you see all those McDonald's videos, you gotta praise these people's soul for finding the strength to go back to work each and every day.
Well, it's part of their daily job, and it's supposed to make money too.
I actually had to work. This was not this past week prior. I had to work 6 days in a row.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 1 day off, but my hours are not very long. I mean, my hours tend to be about 5 to 6 hours a day, then I go home.
Okay, so you do like 4 to 5 hours a day. Maybe 5.
Yeah, and I get like one break for like 30 minutes. That's all I get.
Yeah, that's pretty much standard for
at work. I have to prepare fries. I have to be. Yeah, that and I work cashier.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
Yep. I also, while working, I've had to take out the trash, sweep, files. Let's see what else. One of the things I do for fries. I felt the fry hopper. It's a thing where we drop we dump all the fries in the basket for dropping in the fry cooker thing.
Yeah, you got your fry baskets, you got your fries, you do the burgers, you got to prep them, make sure that you have burgers already made, pre-made.
The burgers are done by a separate group of people. It's not all done by the same person. When I work front cash, the cashier, I've had to make coffee, make up milkshakes, sundaes, McFlurries, and ice cream cones.
Yeah, I used to work at a restaurant. Then I worked at Dairy Queen for like a month. Then I worked at FedEx doing unloading. Now I work at a state college, which is pretty good. That's why I got so many trades and stuff, because I get paid. Well, we used to get paid monthly, but now we get paid every 2 weeks.
That's good news.
I think for me, I get paid $8.25 an hour.
Yeah, it's about we make a little more, but yeah, it's fun working at a university.
Yeah, I think what I make a wage.
But But anyway, you guys can do your outros. So again, because you gotta get it wrapped up. You gotta get ready for tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. I'll just do mine first because I'm gonna head out. But before I do, I'm dying when when Man of Steel comes out, or when Bendis does destroy Superman, which I feel like one day that will happen. I am dying to see your guys' thoughts.
We will boycott. Go to 4chan. When that happens, go to 4chan. We're all. It's gonna be a beautiful day.
I don't go to his channel because a lot of things I disagree with him on.
4chan. No, 4chan is the website.
4chan the website, not the YouTube channel.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I'll look into that.
4chan. Just look up stories about 4chan because there's this one. They did this. Mountain Dew did a character poll where people asked to name their new Mountain Dew. Like it was going to become basically it's sour apple, right? So basically, what 4chan did was they started making a whole bunch of fake names. Like I forgot what it was called, but I know the one name that got picked as the winner was Hitler Did Nothing Wrong as the winner. 4chan actually screwed up a Mountain Dew poll where the winning name would be put on their drink, and they literally called it Hitler Did Nothing Wrong, and then Mountain Dew shut it down and never did it again.
What the fuck?
In fact, there was one time they did another one where they did it to Taylor Swift twice. One time they did a poll where you could send her to any school in America. So what they did was a whole bunch of people for 4chan band together. They went to a poll and made her go to, I forgot the name of the school, but it's a school for basically the hearing impaired. Basically, she went to a school full of deaf people. She didn't do it, but she gave like a $50,000 charity event. Then they did another one where she gets to meet a fan, right? Any fan she had. So what 4chan did this time was they got a 26-year-old creepy looking white dude to be picked as the winner, and she just missed that one.
Stop.
4chan is a beautiful place just to watch a lot of crazy shit go on. Like you got to look up Shia LaBeouf. They screwed with Shia LaBeouf. They literally dedicated their lives to figuring out where this man posted a flag, and they literally put it down and they put up the kick flag.
I think somebody messed up in this way, this depressing.
Sorry, fucking piece of shit trolls. I'm sorry. This sounds like a piece of shit trolls because this sounds like
it's funny shit. Just look up Shia LaBeouf in 4chan. It's beautiful what they did to that man because he deserved it. But anyway, you guys can do your outros.
Anyway, this is like I'll just end it right here. This is Comic Fandom today too. If you like comic books like DC and Marvel and like to hear me rant on fucking Rebirth, come down to my channel and just all that shit. Fuck Rebirth.
Well, anywho, you can follow me at the test program. You can follow my video on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch and Stardust. You can join Geek 101. Set your own something and Super Sons. And I do movie, comic, video game, let's plays, etc. And have a good day. That's our video. I'm Super Son. Yeah. And Bendis don't want to, man.
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can follow me on Google Plus and Twitter.
Oh wait, you're on Twitter now?
Me? I've been on Twitter for the past couple years.